call may be recorded for quality assurance. Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Blade Chevrolet and RV. How may I direct your call?
Yeah, I was just wondering if there's somebody that can tell me when you guys expect to have one of the new Corvette C8s in.
Let me get a salesperson. They'd be more excited because they know that stuff's happening. One moment, please.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you for calling Blade Chevrolet, home of the lifetime warranty. How can I help you today?
Who's speaking?
This is Quentin.
Quentin, how are you? Oh, man, you're the second person I got a buddy of mine that I served in the Air Force, man. His name was Quentin, but we call him Stan because most of the time we were not sober enough to pronounce Quentin. But so
I would have went with Q, but
well, we did. We called him Q, but for some reason or other, we couldn't. Stan just kind of rolled off the tongue. So, but
right on. What was your name, sir?
My name is Jay, and I got a question for you. I am very, very interested in knowing when and if you guys might be getting one of those new Corvette C8s in for inventory.
It's going to be a little while. We have some allocations, and the way it's been working is we've been taking, there's a limited number of allocations. I think we have 7. I think 5 of them, don't quote me on that, may be gone. So there's a couple. But as far as getting one in inventory, the ones that we're going to get, the first ones would be ones that these guys are purchasing with those allocations. So those would probably be sold units before we get one actually that you can look at on the lot. You know what I mean?
Hey everybody, Keith here with PartsCounterGuru.com, and we are at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky. That is the famous dome over my right shoulder to your left there. I have never seen so many Corvettes at one time in one place. This is the 25th anniversary of this place, and there's a rumor here that we'll see a 2020 C8. It's here for the show, so we're gonna try to get in and take a look. Stay tuned.
So guys, I really wasn't kidding when I said there are just Corvettes everywhere, and I've never seen so many. This field that you're looking at here is just one of like 5. And I mean, there were just thousands of these things, and you can see there's some real beauties. But that's not why we're here. Or at least that's not why you're here. So this is what we all came to see. And you can see there in the background stacked up in front of the museum. What's that? Yep. You guessed it. Those are the 2020 Corvette C8s, and they had them spaced out. You can sit in them, look at them, touch them, and then in this building they had a really special one. You can see there's a line to get in. They had kind of a waiting situation there with very limited access. You just had to wait your turn. They would only let maybe 7 or 8 people in the room at one time, but it was worth it when you got in. And look, there's even some eye candy. There's a white C8 parked off to the side there next to the line that you got to stare at on the way in, and listen to Careless Whisper. So, all joking aside, man, it was well worth the wait. And once you did walk in, you were presented with this guy. You're looking at the front trunk there, or the frunk, and lots of storage space. Nice little view of the front bumper area and the air splitter there with a camera. And we've got some caliper wheel shots. Basically, I walked around this one, took pictures of it. We've got the suede wheel option here, which I'm personally not a fan of, but if you like the whole suede interior, they've got that as an option. And it's a pretty well thought out interior from the driver's side. The seats are nice. They're vented. It's everything you would expect in your typical Corvette. And then they've got these representatives here from GM that are just going to answer questions for you and you could literally throw anything at them that you wanted. They were here, they were ready, and they really didn't hold anything back. They let you see inside, outside, underneath. There's a cutaway car coming up here, but they were here to present this vehicle, and the marketing team did a good job, man. They're very proud of it, as they should be. I really like what they did for the storage on the hardtop there. It's not really anything new, but they did have to reconfigure all this with the engine being more towards the center of the vehicle. The back end is, we've seen a lot of pictures of that. It's impressive. It's what you would expect from the Corvette. Michelin was on hand to talk about their tire offerings, which were also equally impressive. And just the attention to detail on this car really jumped out at me. I mean, they really thought this guy out. They were very proud of it. And again, they should be for all the work that they put into it. It's a good-looking car. I said before on our podcast, this is the first new Corvette that I would ever consider owning, and I'm in my 40s. So, of course I'd buy a vintage or a classic, maybe late 60s model, but as far as a new Corvette that's rolling off the line, they've never appealed to me. I think that they have realized that, and they're starting to go after a younger crowd. So in the room, they also showed you all the design options you've got, all the color options. It's a little insane what GM's doing in terms of all the different color features, whether it's seat belts or calipers or trim and stitching. I mean, even your logos and your emblems here, you'll see you've got different color options on those, and there really is a lot of customization that you're able to do on this current Corvette, and that's a pretty cool thing if you're into it. For you leather fans, as I am, you've got some leather options there instead of the suede, and then you've got 3 different levels of seats. So it depends on what you're gonna use that car for. And of course, this is kind of a little bit cheesy, but if you're a Corvette owner, you got to have the goofy shoes. Now, something that you'll notice in these videos here, and I'm kind of intentionally stringing these together to show you, but the crowd that's here is actually a little old for these cars. I mean, they have a hard time getting in and out of them, as you can see. I think GM is making a concerted effort with this mid-engine to change that, right? They're trying to appeal to the people that don't have to do like this guy and spend 10 minutes trying to get in and out of the car.
All right, where are we going?
Where you want to. But get that quick.
I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. So I think, let's see if it works. There it is. It's a nice trick. It's a nice trick, GM. What we got here? Cup holders. How's it feel over there?
Well,
tight?
You feel like the other Corvettes in the passenger side. There's a lot of room.
So again, they really hung it out here with this roadshow, and they weren't afraid to show you, everything inside the car. There you get a look at the small block V8 that's powering it. They came to play. They came to show you that they were serious, and this is a serious automobile, and it's going to compete with a lot of the other sports cars, supercars out there. So you're looking at the cutaway where you get an actual look at what's in and under the exterior. Then you got your different track compounds. Michelin, the Michelin guys were there to kind of talk you through different options depending on, again, what you want to use this car for and where you want to drive it. Don't know much about performance specs on these vehicles, but the most impressive thing by far to me for these vehicles was the price point. So you're looking at a couple stickers here where GM is saying, hey, we're going to position this car between $70,000 and $95,000, and that's for some pretty well-equipped versions. And for a mid-engine automobile in this class, that is unheard of. So if it lives up to at least most of the hype and most of what it appears to be able to do, that's going to be a real game changer in the performance car mid-engine automobile market, because there isn't anything else accessible for that price. All right, guys, that is it. Hopefully this gave you a little bit more insight and some better views on the 2020 Corvette C8. As always, thank you for watching. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. We have a podcast as well and all kinds of other great write-ups. Most of them focus on the auto industry or RVs or events and things going on that are related to Parts Counter Talk. You can check us out on our website at partscounterguru.com. And thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.